Welcome to the Great Cake Bake, where three fantastically talented and individual cake designers each compete for the job of creating one couple's dream wedding cake. After a whirlwind of consultations and tasting, the couple have to choose their favourite designer. But there's a catch. They don't get to sign off the design or see the cakey creation until the day of the wedding. Or do they? It could all go horribly wrong. Will there be tears? Well, that depends on the cake design. Today's cake makers are Cakes by Robin, Janet Mahappy Manx and Condita & Cook, each with very individual styles. Three cake designers, one couple. Who will get a slice of the action? Sarah and Luke live in North London with their son Jake, and their unusual choice of wedding venue is the world-famous London Zoo.
We met in Watford at a call centre. It was 12 years ago and we both just left university. We became friends, didn't we? And then I went travelling. And then I missed you. When I got back from travelling, I called you up and it really went off from there.
There's been no official proposal as of yet, even though it's only a month away.
Because we've got a child already and, you know, we've been living together for 12 years, we didn't really want it to be in a real official, traditional wedding. It's more of a party to celebrate. So we've been quite practical about everything. I think our personal style is reflected in the wedding. We wanted something interesting. We wanted to get married in a registry office and then go somewhere that was specifically a London venue, and I think the building itself is a beautiful one, the Mappin Pavilion, and I think that probably reflects our taste in a way that we've chosen somewhere unique. I think it'd be quite nice to have a spectacular cake, something a bit flamboyant. So it would be nice for the cake to be a real centrepiece and people to look at and go, wow, that looks amazing and it's really beautiful and clever. I would like it to be a bit quirky and reflective of the venue that we've chosen and possibly the invitations. We've basically got you and I and Jake as penguins walking into sort of a carousel-like tent and with the animals all watching us go into the party tent. And maybe layers of cakes being held up by various different penguins or animals, that kind of theme. So I think it's quite an original, you know, concept.
The cake itself, I think taste is a key factor.
A simple sponge with some nice buttercream and strawberry filling would be nice.
No coconut.
Absolutely no fruitcake. Not into fruitcake. I think that's a no-no.
No coconut.
OK, we get it. No coconut and no fruitcake. It's the day of the consultations, and the first cake maker the couple are to meet is Wimbledon-based Cakes by Robin, with her beautiful and delicate designs.
We're known for delicious tasting and beautiful looking wedding cakes, birthday cakes, cupcakes, all sorts of cakes for all sorts of occasions. I've been a cake designer for 3 years. I started my business from home, and then recently I actually bought a shop that was an established business up the road from my house. And now we do all of the baking, designing and decorating from the shop. What's really inspiring about cakes and wedding cakes in general is the fact that it's always a happy occasion that people are coming to talk to you about. Even if you didn't know them before, you get to know them really well through the process, and that's the bit I really enjoy. And then obviously you present them with a cake that they love, and it's real sort of job satisfaction. Sometimes we'll do something that's quite novelty based, and then other times we'll do something that's very obviously bridal, and it really depends on the customers. When we create a wedding cake for bride and groom, I hope to achieve something that is beyond their expectations. So initially I want to meet their brief and make sure it's exactly what they want, and then I want there to be a huge wow factor for them when they actually see the cake.
Maybe Robin's cakes will rise to the occasion.
Nice to meet you. Come on through. Nice to meet you.
What's the most popular choice of cake that people come in and ask for a wedding cake?
I think things are changing. We've definitely moved away from the whole fruit cake. You've got things like carrot cake with a cream cheese frosting, lemon drizzle, grapefruit's a new one we've introduced, which is delicious. We've done a recent one which is a chocolate and orange, and it's got chunks of chopped up orange covered in chocolate. Pretty much the world is people's kind of cake flavour oyster at the moment.
I can see a lot of your cakes here and they're really creative. What cakes do you like doing yourself?
Personally, I enjoy making cakes that are a bit different. So you know, if you've mastered a Victoria sponge and it tastes delicious, it's quite nice to kind of try out new things. This is a collection of work that we've done recently to sort of show people, give them inspiration, design ideas. So if you want to have a little look through that, and obviously these are designs that we've done, but they can be amended.
Very pretty.
You really like that one, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I like the colours they've used on that one, and I like the wonkiness.
In terms of wonky cakes, I would say they're harder to create than your normal cake, but we like making them because they make for an interesting centrepiece. So you're getting married at London Zoo. Obviously there's sort of the animals attached to London Zoo. Is that an important part of your cake?
The cake doesn't necessarily have to reflect that we're getting married in a zoo.
Yeah, animals are not important.
No, I mean, if it so happened that it was incorporated in, then fine, but actually it's more to reflect us, the cake. Wow, that looks good.
So we've got a lemon, we've got a grapefruit, we've got a Victoria sponge, so that's vanilla, buttercream and strawberry jam, a carrot cake with cream cheese frosting, quite traditional fruit cake, and a really delicious chocolate fudge cake.
That's lovely.
The cakes look tasty, but I thought they said no fruit cake.
They were all delicious. Thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much for coming. I really hope we get to work with you, and I'm really glad you enjoyed the cakes.
We've just met Robin, which went really well. She seemed very professional.
I think I've managed to kind of understand what they want, and they seem to really enjoy the cakes. So hopefully it went really well.
Consultation's over. Robin's clues are animals aren't important and the cake should reflect the couple, whatever that means. OK, next up is award-winning Epsom-based cake designer Janet Mahappy.
Sarah and Luke are getting married in London Zoo, which is terribly fun. The idea for a cake I have is something to match the entertainment value of it. So maybe something a bit quirky with penguins skiing down a slope or something like that. This theme of cake is a departure from my normal wedding style, and it usually goes in with celebration cakes. But I have created cakes that have had snowmen skiing down slopes and people sitting on a hill. It's not beyond the realms of my capabilities. This consultation will be very, very different to my normal consultation because they won't be able to see the sketches that I'm sketching. This means that I won't have an awful lot of feedback as to whether they like the designs that I'm coming up with, which is going to be difficult. I'm very confident that I can create a jaw-dropping cake that the client will be very happy, no matter what style they actually want it to be.
They head to the living room cafe in Epsom, where Janet holds her consultations.
Hi, Janet.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Luke. Hi.
With regards to flavour, is there a specific flavour that people generally tend to ask for?
I get an awful lot of requests for this chocolate cake there, yeah.
I can see Luke's eyeing up the chocolate already.
Would you like to try some cake?
Yeah, so.
Yeah. This is an orange zest cake. I would start with that because this is a much richer flavour. So, do you want something very elegant and, you know, fine piping and things, or would you like something more fun? And
I guess it wouldn't be that traditional. It's obviously got to be tasty, and I think something quite bright and bold, and something quite original.
could you tell me about the room?
We're getting married in a room called the Mappin Pavilion, which is in London Zoo. It's a lot of white, it's a lot of glass. It's actually a very elegant room. I like the idea of having some traditional elements of a wedding cake there, but then it all sort of thrown apart by having it completely the opposite as well, maybe through colour or design or something. We grew up listening to a lot of 60s, 70s music like Jimi Hendrix, so I quite like the psychedelia look. We have a lot of posters in our house that reflect this.
OK, I think that's brilliant. I've got enough to be going on with. It's always exciting when people give me a new challenge.
Oh, it's lovely to meet you. Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Sarah and Luke are such a lovely couple. The idea that I had originally doesn't fit what they want at all.
She was a really, really lovely woman, and I really liked her cakes. What did you think?
Yeah, she's really nice. Cakes are really nice as well.
I'm thinking it's sort of like a sort of psychedelic helter-skelter type thing.
So Sarah and Luke have given Janet some interesting clues. Bright, bold, original and psychedelic. It's getting weirder by the minute. Finally, cake maker number 3. Condita & Cook are a modern London-based cake company known for their imaginative cone cakes and magic cakes. And they're going to need some magic with these two, with all their confusing ideas.
At Condita & Cook, my design style is really quirky and eccentric and out there. A lot of our cakes are fun-loving and bright. I find inspiration for the cakes everywhere. You look in books and outside.
We do lots of London-themed cakes, go by architecture, everything. None of the cakes are the same. Each one's individual and bespoke, and everyone will be talking about it.
As well as that, our cakes taste amazing.
Every day doesn't feel like a job. We get what we need to get done, but we still have such a good time, and you can tell that we both love what we're doing, and that transcends into our cakes.
I'm hoping when the people ask what they want for, it's going to be something big and bold and amazing.
I hope we'd get a wedding cake from a couple where they gave us a bit of scope to make something really individual and something a bit quirky. And I think lots of glitter. The cake, when people come in and they say they want this cake and no glitter, it makes me sad.
Yeah, loads.
Hi, Sarah and Luke, thanks for coming. Are there any questions you want to ask us about the sort of cakes we make for weddings?
What is the most popular cake that you tend to make for weddings in particular?
I love making cone cakes in particular.
But the magic cakes also sell really well.
A magic cake is a cake that is small and can reflect big things on it with such a small message or a picture because it's so personalised. Okay. And we also have some samples that we brought.
Oh wow, they look amazing.
These are obviously the magic cakes, but we can incorporate all these designs on cone cakes as well.
Oh, I think what you've done is really brilliant, and they just make me smile. I think they're excellent.
Oh, I think that's probably why they're really popular with the kids.
We also have a range of glitters as well. We have loads of different colours you can have. They're all edible. We flick it all over the cakes and dab it and dip it.
Yeah, I think more glitter the better.
Oh yeah? Oh, good.
Yeah. We've put together this sort of portfolio for you to see some of the cone cakes.
I really like the shape of the cone cakes. It gives that sort of wow factor.
It stands out especially.
We had an idea of having the curtains at the front of the cake and then having the animals peering round, like their hands like attached on like to a monkey maybe hanging off. And
Could be good to go with the theme from the invitation.
Yeah, well, it's up to these guys at the end of the day, isn't it? You know, I think it's their gig, really.
On your cone cake, do you think you'd prefer like realistic animals or more cartoony?
I don't think we set out for a typically traditional cake. So, in our eyes, the more fun, original, sillier the better, really, and lots of glitter. Erin and Alice, thank you so much for taking the time to see us today and showing us your ideas. You've obviously done a lot of research and it's much appreciated.
Thank you, it's our pleasure.
Welcome.
So, Condita & Cook's clues are fun, original, and the sillier the better. Sarah and Luke have seen all three cake designers, and they now have the hard task of deciding who will make their non-traditional, bright, bold, sillier the better, animals aren't important, original, colourful, psychedelic wedding cake. Phew. Coming up after the break, Sarah and Luke finally get to see their psychedelic wedding cake, but it's not on their wedding day. Keep watching to find out why. Welcome to The Great Cake Bake, where three talented and very individual cake designers compete for the job of creating one couple's dream wedding cake. After a day of consultations and stuffing their faces with cake, Sarah and Luke now have to decide who impressed them the most. Who will get the job of creating their non-traditional wedding cake?
It felt like Robin was very in control of what she was doing. She was running a business, she had people working for her, and it felt quite different to the other experiences. I liked her cakes as well. They all looked really good, and I think she seemed like somebody who could be quite flexible. I felt like I was in safe hands with Janet. I felt that she would really put a lot of effort into making a cake. My feeling would be